Steebee here. Thanks for tuning in. Today I will be reviewing the movie Presents, directed by Steven Soderbergh, spoiler free. And I do recommend seeing this movie at least once, okay? So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, and also share this video. And also consider checking out my latest music project, Kwong Oo, aka Steebee Weebee, Sloth in Motion, the EP. It'll be at the end of this video. It's on my Bandcamp, SteebeeWeebeeBandcamp.com, and it's also on Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff. Duke, you got something to say, man? I guess not. Love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm inside the movie theater, and okay, I just want to show you the poster, and the ticket price is $18.49. So I remember a time when going to the movies was like $5. I'm basically showing you my age, which is fine. I'm old, but yeah, prices have gone up a lot. All right, so I'm excited for this. There's nothing else open. I want to get a Wetzel's Pretzels, but that's closed. Everything's closed in here. Couldn't even the Starbucks are closed, and the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf is closed. And so I guess my only option is popcorn and Slurpees. Nah, popcorn and ices. I thought I was gonna say Slurpee, but we're not in 7-Eleven. Ices and popcorn. Thanks for tuning in. So this was a very good night as far as timing wise, because there's nobody in here, and that's the way I like it. Just to give you an update, I bought a regular popcorn and a regular drink, and guess how much it was? $19.49. Wow. Do you believe that shit? That's fucking crazy. So but I don't do this a lot, so. And I was looking forward to seeing this movie, Presents. I think it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. We'll fix that when I get home, when I do the main review. But I don't know. I've seen the trailer. That's all I've seen. And that's all I have so far. And the last time I was in an empty movie theater, I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with my girlfriend, and we went and saw Barbarian. So check this out. Sea of Tranquility. Look at that. It's almost kind of scary, huh, being the only one. Especially, I might be scared because if I'm the only one in here, I'm watching a goddamn modern day Amityville horror movie with my homegirl Lucy Liu. Holy shit. I'll be okay. Well, so this is what we have. Let's see what's going on over there. All right. I can't wait to give you my honest and open review on Presents, y'all. Peace. Another observation is I always, like, when I was younger, I was like self-conscious about like going to the movies by myself. I don't know why I'm whispering, because there's no one in here. But like, as I've gotten older, it's almost like a fun little getaway, because it's like, especially on a night like this, because I know everyone's at home either watching the Super Bowl or at a Super Bowl party or at a bar or a restaurant. That's why it looks like this. But anyway, I think it's cool now. Well, I appreciate it more, like actually getting out of the house and like doing something fun, because I've always it's like one of my favorite pastimes is going to the movies. I have so many memories going to the movies, even as a youngster, you know. I remember when I was younger having like one of my first like puppy love dates, and I was like sweating, and I was like scared to hold her hand, and I was like watching the movie, and I I was like nervously putting my hand there like to hold her hand, and just so many. I mean, this was in like the Rancho Bernardo Poway days, but I don't know why I shared all that information, but it's nostalgic as far as there's a kind of a liberating feeling going to the movies by yourself, like. And I kind of because my girl's in Pittsburgh right now, but 99% of the time I'm with my girlfriend Gabby But tonight I'm like, you know what? It's a perfect time to get away and kind of like sneak away and go see this horror movie, especially a horror movie that's kind of like pretty ballsy. Well, not ballsy, but it's a little different, and I might be regretting it in like 14 minutes or whenever the movie starts. So I'm back from the movies, and I saw Presence, and now it's time for my review. So Presence was directed by Steven Soderbergh. I liked Aaron Brockovich as well. And this is just your modern day, I guess, haunted house ghost film. And I didn't want to, this is going to be spoiler free, but I wanted to, because I wrote some notes down, I wanted to tell you the things I liked about it without ruining the movie. I like the house. Like, first of all, like the house had a vibe to it. It had an antique feel, but refurbished as well. So, and it felt like cold, and I felt like there's a lot of empty spaces, although they did fix it up and they decorated it. There's still like a coldness to the actual house where all these things were taking place as far as the hauntings. And so that probably brings up my next bullet point is I liked well, let me go through the cast. So this is a Asian family. Well, Lucy Liu's Asian. The husband is a white guy played by Christopher Sullivan, and so we're dealing with the Payne family, okay? And I don't want to ruin the story, but so there's the mother, who's Asian, played by Lucy Liu. The father, played by Christopher Sullivan's the white father. And I wasn't quite sure. I think the son, so there's a son and a daughter. The son is played by Eddie Madej. The daughter is played by Kalina Lang. I hope I'm saying that right. And the daughter plays Chloe Payne. The son is named Tyler Payne. So we're dealing with the Payne family. Obviously, they're moving to a new house. And that's where we start in the movie. And then, but there's a backstory, and there's a lot revealed towards I guess the last half of the movie. I guess the last 15 minutes, when things are revealed, like the pieces are put together, and then it makes you kind of feel differently about the overall movie, because it's not your typical, like, I was raised with movies like Amityville Horror, and more of and I tend to sway towards that kind of movie where there's a demonic element, and which there are none here. As far as I saw, there was none. But what I did like, the one thing I dug about Presence is the whole point of view, the POV, the point of view is from the viewpoint of the ghost. So it's kind of like the only thing that resembles that it reminded me of, and I don't know because I've seen some other reviews on this movie, is the original Evil Dead, when they summon the demons in the forest, and then the demons come in, and you could see it from the viewpoint of the demons, like as far as looking through the windows before they possess the inhabitants in the cabin, in the log cabin. It reminded me of that, but in a way different way. But except in the original Evil Dead, in the original Evil Dead, that only takes place during a few like not even a majority of the movie is that. It's just like a fragment of that takes place in that movie, opposed to Presence, where the whole movie is in the viewpoint, the POV from the ghost. And another movie that Presence reminded me of is, without giving any spoilers, is a movie back in the day called Stir of Echoes. As far as, not story-wise, but as far as like the dead trying to give a message to the living, like giving hints, or there's a certain reveal, okay? And that's kind of saying a lot. I mean, take it as you will, but it reminded me of that as well. So it had pieces of as far as the POV aspect, a ghost inhabiting an area, the Evil Dead reference, and then as far as the mission of the dead trying to contact the living, it kind of reminded me of Stir of Echoes. As far as the performances, they were fine. I think the standout performance was the father, Christopher Sullivan, the daughter. I mean, they were all good, except I guess the payout for me wasn't as I thought it was cool, but then a part of me was like, oh, that's it? Like, that's like the story? Or I was expecting something way different. I mean, I wasn't like fully disappointed, but I wasn't like, I mean, I sat there just for maybe 2 minutes after when the credits were coming in. I'm like, I was just, and then on the drive back too, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, I mean, it's kind of hard as far as that genre is concerned to make a complete original story, because and then it's kind of hard not to take from like pieces of inspiration from, like I said, like I've seen that that angle as far as the original Evil Dead, as far as like the POV from the ghost. But this was a little different. Like I said before, is the whole movie was that, okay? It's almost like I don't know if this is a good example, but like the found footage genre, like Paranormal Activities and Blair Witch. The original Blair Witch is like, that's a thing onto itself. And not to say this was a found footage a movie, but as far as like the commitment to, like, I'm sure Steven Soderbergh was like, okay, this is the way we're gonna film it, and we're gonna do this throughout the whole movie, and it was effective. It was effective, you know. I like the scenes where it's a slow burn. Okay, there's no jump scares as well. This is a movie you're gonna have to just like bite the bullet and eat your popcorn and hold in your shits and your piss breaks, and then just sit through it for the payout. Because if you'll want to pay attention the whole time, because there's like scenes where certain things happen, certain paranormal activities happen, where you should be in your movie seat to witness it. Okay, but overall, I like the movie. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. I'm a very picky movie fan. I tend to sway more towards the demonic films, like Hereditary, your Hereditaries, or obviously the Exorcist. Although that was in the 70s. It's hard. I guess the next movie I'm looking forward to is the Monkey, the one that the director, whoever did Long Legs, because they showed the trailer to that movie before this movie. But I'll give it a good 75% out of 100. I thought it was above average, and I would recommend at least seeing this movie once. But again, it's very hard nowadays to come with like a straight up complete original like idea as far as the horror genre. But it was solid, okay? Another thing I did like about it too is, you know what? I'll give it a 78%, not 75. I'll give it like a 78%. I like the editing. The cuts were a bit unorthodox, like the editing, that's one thing I did notice sitting in the theater. I'm like, whoa, these cuts are like very random. Like, there's not a lot. You know how movies, certain editors or films tend to like drag out scenes. This is like, you get your scene, cut, you get the next scene, cut, but then the cuts are like during like where you don't expect the cuts to happen. So I definitely recommend seeing Presence at least once. And to be honest with you, it's something I wouldn't buy, but I'm glad I went to the movies and by myself, because it was a fun experience watching the movie by myself, and because I was by myself at the beginning, and then maybe 4 people walked in, so I was close to having the movie theater entirely to myself. So if you haven't seen Presence, definitely watch it once. And what are your thoughts on it? I know I've seen other movie reviews like the Christopher Stuckman and some other ones, and they didn't really give away too many spoilers at all. And I thought they did a good job covering it, and I didn't want to sound like a broken record, like copying their review. But this is my honest review. I liked it, but it's not something I would buy. I would at least see it once. And it is a slow burn. You're gonna have to really sit in your seat and pay attention, because there's certain scenes where, what is it, dude? There's certain scenes where you need to be paying attention. And it's not a jump scare movie at all. It's not a demonic film at all. Yeah, it's not unlike Amityville Horror, where, you know, there's definite like demonic elements within the household. Yeah, this is something completely different. Like I said, it reminded me bits of the original Evil Dead, as far as the POV from the ghost, from the ghostly point of view. And it reminded me of Stir of Echoes. You know, I don't know if those were good reference points, but at least that's how I feel right now. So tell me if you like it, if you don't like it, and comment below to share your experience after watching the movie Presence. See you till next time.
I'll drink my last Yakult and then I'm heading to the vault. My car is on the asphalt, it wasn't all my fault. Yo, shout out my boy Kwangu. Walking like a badger and my stature is so short, the camera tends to capture a tiny ball on tennis court. These words stay, don't leave these songs astray. Even when we passed away, the music's passed away. We gotta make a move, my little dude, fetch your suit. Don't wanna be removed by a scud, that's a cue. Little Ray here, just wanna give a shout out to my main man, Stevie Weebee, aka